I never believed in God, and long ago realized that living for proud contentment on my deathbed was a fool's errand, since I'll likely be demented by then. Still, I haven't completely shaken the feeling that there will be some final assessment of my life, as if there's some universal standard for how to live that I'll have either met or failed to meet. It comes to me most when I fear that I haven't met that standard. There isn't a name for this fear of last judgment, so I'll call it eschatophobia. Eschatology is the religious study of God's last judgment. But again, I'm an atheist. I wonder how many of us non-believers are eschatophobic, like I am. If an atheist can feel it, perhaps it's a psychological bias, not exclusive to the religious. It's an especially odd fear for a guy like me. My life's work argues against the sense that there's a right formula for living. Much of my research and writing is on the inescapable ambiguities of life's iffy guesswork. I'm convinced that life is not a test to be passed, but a haphazard obstacle course to be run, and run locally, different strokes for different folks. Ironic situations happen. Best guesses sometimes turn out disastrously. Worst guesses sometimes turn out fine. Luck plays a big role in how lives turn out, and the rest of it is just educated guesswork that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. I'm an ironist down to the bone. Though since irony sounds like comedy, I call it dirony, dire irony, to capture the dark side of irony. Life is serious. Life is slapstick. One can slip on a banana peel and die. Not funny at all. So why is a guy like me worried about passing life's final exam? What explains this fear of last judgment in an improbable case like me? Let alone the billions of religious people who take last judgment seriously. Now the religious might say an atheist's fear of last judgment is proof that it's real. I don't buy it any more than I buy that widespread belief in eternal life is proof that we get one. Belief in last judgments and eternal afterlife speak volumes about human appetites, not about reality. Indeed, if there's eternal life, how could there even be last judgment? We know how the religious handle this. In some religions, if you pass the test, you graduate to eternal life with no more tests. Well, here's my guess of why any of us might suffer from eschatophobia. It's grounded in evolutionary biology, but can be explained biblically. In a way, we were cast out of the Garden of Eden, not literally, but figuratively, or rather literally in the sense that we became literate. We started using words. The fruit of the tree of knowledge was language. With language, we can think abstractly in ways no other critters can. We can imagine the ideal and how far we fall short of it. We are an anxiously idealistic species, prone to feeling inadequate, as if we were cast out of the Garden of Eden, naked and ashamed. We like to get back in. We have some animal envy because they don't have this nagging feeling that they come up short. They're free to be themselves. They're not always safe, but then without words, they're not really anxious about their lack of safety either. They don't foresee their own deaths the way we do. So yes, animal envy, something like mindfulness, but more idealized than that. Not just free to be ourselves, but perfectly safe too. We may have been expelled from the animal kingdom Garden of Eden, but the garden we'd want to return to is heaven, perfectly safe and free, where we'd never be self-conscious about how we're doing, nor need to be. You can hear traces of this bias in the way that we tend to treat local temporary successes as proof we've seen the light, found the path, and discovered the formula. I call that insight overreach. You get a useful idea and think it solves everything, as if you found the key by which to be perfectly safe and free. Now imagine the universe's top authority on everything checking you out and saying, yeah, you did it. You passed. You're great. Take the rest of eternity off. Never again do you have to worry about feeling inadequate. You're perfectly safe now. Do whatever you want. You'll never fall short again. It would be heavenly.